Hmm. Welcome to another Innervision FM. As hope everybody had a fantastic new year and a safe new year, hopefully. And I think we were off for Christmas because I decided to give the crew a little vacation and just a chance to enjoy the family life. But we're here, and our co-host, hey Joe, he's in the Philippines. As you know, he's in the future, so he probably had to take his daughter to school because it's getting around 8 o'clock. Because we usually try to do this before that kind of stuff happened. And Alan C, he shall be here when he comes, so just stick around. Today we're going to be interviewing a musical guest. I was listening to music, and I listened to a lot of music, and then I heard this very well put together instrumental with vocals, and it was like a style that I haven't heard in a long time, but it was just well mixed. Oh, hey Joe, you are here. Okay. And so after listening to it, and then we're going to get into some of the other songs that I was just like very impressed about how she put together her music. So, ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to welcome to the show Angela Perry.
Hi, everybody. How
Yeah.
are you?
Nice.
Hey.
Hi.
Great. Can you tell?
Hey, well, after listening to some of her music, this song. I gotta get into the song Perry. Did you decide to produce it with that type of rhythm and instrument put together?
Yeah, I went to this. Well, I went to an actual studio and got it together, and then we worked on it together and got it kind of put together as and different pieces that I have. I remember everything I wrote myself, and it's all piano. I did piano with it, and then worked with the producer, and we talked about different instrumentation and how to make it sound. And I had the final say on everything, so it was
Well,
pretty.
I really like that sound. And
Yeah.
what would you
Sorry.
say? Sorry, what would you say? I mean, like that kind of flow. Was it that you had visit the islands before, or I mean
Yeah,
that
I've been to the
style?
islands before. Yes. And I'm actually a teacher as well. So I teach music. And
Hmm.
so I teach all different forms of music. And so I just love wide variety and making something diverse and not necessarily what everybody else hears all the time. I'm just kind of that way. So
And that's kind of cool because like I said, I listen to a lot of Colorado artists, and it's like it seems like a lot of people are trying to imitate what they're doing out there instead of and creating something interesting here. And
thank,
that's what I liked about it.
thank you very much. I
Okay.
appreciate that.
Now tell me, okay, you are not only like a musician, but you're able to translate that that artistry into teaching. Well, what made you decide to go that route as well?
Well, I was originally an English teacher,
Hmm.
and I started off. I've been playing music since I was a little kid, but and I got my English degree because I needed to get it as soon as possible. I'm a teenage mom, and
Hmm.
so I had to get my degree as quick as possible so that I could, as single teenage mom, so that I could support my kid. And so English was always easy for me, but music was really my thing. And then I went back to school and got a degree in music and with educational background, a little bit more added to that. And that's where I came from as well as doing that. I worked with, and I still do, I work with kids from ages 4 and all the way to the elderly. I also work with the elderly. So I call it from 4 to 104. So that's what I work with.
Okay. Now and then, as far as like the English, does that really help you in your writing as well? I would guess.
Oh, yes, yes, definitely helps me with my writing. I
Yeah.
actually would suggest that to all musicians that they take a little bit of that because it really helps you with your vocabulary and figuring out different ways to put things together. So it has helped me a lot.
You know, the hardest thing I found with some of the artists that we work with is writing down the lyrics or and then or getting the spelling right of the if they're going to use slang, you got to be able to write it down. And so that's been kind of interesting working with artists that don't realize that maybe somebody wants to read what you're saying,
Right,
you know.
right.
So that's kind of cool.
Thanks.
So and then you have traveled quite a bit.
I have.
Yeah. So
I have.
how did you work this? Well, you probably book your stuff between your teaching, I would
Yeah,
guess.
I
Correct?
work almost every weekend. I gig every weekend and I gig at night. And then anytime I have a break, I book way ahead of time anyway. So anytime I have a break, I book as much as I can. I did 120 venues this last year and I traveled 15 states. And
Wow.
yeah, so I did a lot. This summer, I think I did 60 shows, 65, 60 to 65 shows this summer.
Hmm.
So just in this summer alone. So in 4 months, I did 60 shows.
Yeah.
So
Oh
yeah.
yeah. Hey Joe, do I want to see if you have any questions or you just
Um,
go with the flow?
Nothing right at the moment.
Okay, because he's a musician too. I mean, right now he's in the Philippines and doing a bunch of stuff down there, but has traveled a little bit around Colorado. Um, so when you book these, because it seemed like there's a lot of festivals that you booked and so forth. Um, it's taken a while to accumulate those places, I would guess, to
Yes.
perform. And so, what has been your approach to for any aspiring up and coming artists that they say, hey, I got to get on the ball and start doing some of this stuff. What was your philosophy and like, or what was your approach in getting into these venues?
So I apply for everything. I I,
Okay.
I apply for everything, and to be honest, I set a goal every week on how many places I'm going to contact, and so I do that every week, and that includes so many festivals, so many venues. I
Mhm.
also so I do venues and festivals, and a lot of times those are in the weekends or at nighttime, and then I will during the day do assisted living facilities as well. So I
Mm.
will travel wherever I'm traveling to. I will stop and do assisted living facilities, or I've actually done a couple workshops, like in libraries and different things like that for kids. Like
Mm.
this summer, I did some summer programs for some different libraries as I'm traveling to wherever I'm going. So that is a tremendous amount of fun,
Mm.
but it also helps pay the way. So because a lot
Mm.
of those places will pay for you to come in and it helps
Mm.
pay for the gas to
Yeah.
get to those places.
Oh, I'd like to thank James Johnson. He said he likes this video, so thank you for that like there.
Thank you.
Um, uh, okay, so you that's kind of like cool that you find like these other offshoots to go and teach a little bit and
Mhm.
present the music and stuff like that. Um, and would you describe your music as, no, I could you've been to some folk festivals, but I don't necessarily would think of you as being folk.
I
Yes.
I I struggle with that sometimes saying a particular genre. So I tell people all the time they're just a singer songwriter because it's not really folk and it's not really hard rock or and it's not really country. I mean it's kind of like I think a mix of everything. It's really uniquely Angela Perry. That's what I tell people. It's uniquely me, and so you either gonna like it or you're not gonna like it. But and I have tried to write outside that way of doing things, but it's not me. So I just write Angela Perry style. That's what I write
Yeah.
and produce Angela Perry style. So
Yeah.
there you have it. That's about the best I can
Yeah.
say about that.
Now, when you
A
put
lot
your
of
music,
my music is like that too. I can't. It's kind of country, kind of rock, kind of blues, kind of this, kind of Christian. And it's like I don't know what to categorize it in for genre.
Yeah.
yes. Now, and then like this is four songs that are the top, I guess, streamed songs of yours. Now, when you put them out there, yeah, I guess you never know what's gonna hit the people that listen to you the
Right.
most. So when those songs started flowing like that, was that the ones that you thought, oh yeah, yeah, you just had a gut feeling, or it just happened like that, like in an organic way?
It's really interesting because Fallen, which is has done pretty well, and it's doing well again.
Mhm.
I kind of like refocused on it again and kind of sent it out there again, like the video, and it has done really, really well again. I mean, it's
Hmm.
doing better than it did when it first went out. And um it's just really interesting because I never expected that song to do that, but it has a different flair, almost has a Spanish flair to it, which is the one that really started everything. Really pushed things up and on. It won. It was a finalist in a couple of contests, et cetera, et cetera. And I wrote that song really for a girl that I had former taught who was suffering from leukemia, and we did it for a benefit concert. That's how that song got
Hmm.
started. And then we did the video on it. And then after that, I rededicated it to the individuals in Ukraine because their national flower is the sunflower. And so I sent it out to some European places, and it has done very, very well. I've done very well across seas, almost better than I have done here in the United States. It's kind of interesting about
And that's
that.
that flower. Is that what the song "Flower Child," right?
Yeah, Sunflower Child, which is really about persevering, overcoming uh, incredible odds. And that's how I wrote that song originally. And then we rededicated it. I rededicated it to Ukraine and their fight for
Hmm.
independence. And so pretty cool.
Very good. Now, there was one song I heard that you collaborated with Steve
Yeah.
uh, Goldstein.
Yes.
And how did that come about?
Well, he and I actually, in the last 2 years, I've done 240 venues. I did last year 120 venues as well and traveled about 13 states. This year I did 15 states and over 120 venues myself. He
Hmm.
was with me last year. We traveled, did some traveling last year. And we were actually, that song, Back With Me Again, was written in Rock Springs, Wyoming at the Applebee's. And I
Oh,
had
okay.
idea, yeah, yeah. So I had
Oh,
this idea for this song because I have a dirt road by my house, and I had
hmm.
this idea for this song, and he and I were sitting there waiting to go to a gig, and we were eating, and I said, "Hey, I got to get this down. I got this whole idea for this whole song." And I didn't have any paper. I didn't even have any in the car. I usually have stuff in the truck. And I didn't even have any paper in the truck. So we asked the waitress for paper and pen, and she gave us receipt paper, she blank receipt paper that she ran off, and then her pen, she pulled out her pen, and I wrote the song down. That's how that song got written. And
Wow.
yeah, and then we came back and we put it together, and it was instantaneous, just like that. It was crazy how we did that. Yeah, that song
Wow.
was written. That song was written in probably 20 minutes, which is crazy.
Yes, wow. And so would he open for you, or you open for him, or and
Oh, we
how
actually
did?
played together. We were kind of a duet, and
Oh,
we played
okay.
together. Yeah, we played together a lot. And he just didn't want to travel anymore. He didn't want to do any of that anymore. And I have a different flair for music, flavor of what I like compared to what he likes. He's more into more classic stuff, and
Mhm.
he struggled with some of the stuff that I like to do. So, it was we just decided to go our own way in our own directions. So,
Okay. Well, it was a good pairing for
oh
that one
yeah, it
song
was
there.
great,
Yeah.
wasn't it? Wasn't it great?
Oh, definitely, definitely. Now, now this one, w- when I first heard it, because I didn't know you and stuff like, I heard this one, I put a spell on you, and but I wasn't looking at the name of the song. I was just listening to like it rotate. And I said, wow, this lady's some intense stuff. And then I realized, oh, you're doing a cover of the song,
I was doing a cover.
and you sold it very well. Because I'm thinking like, whoa, wow, this lady's like, yeah. And I mean, that was what. How did you arrange that one? Because I mean, like I said, you really sold that song.
Well, thank you. I appreciate that. I played the piano on that.
Hmm,
And we were originally just going to just do me and nothing else underneath it at all,
hmm,
and the
okay.
piano. And so I arranged it by sitting down on the piano and just playing it and how I wanted it to sound, and to be more like, I call it the Black Widow Spider song.
Yeah.
It's the Black Widow Spider because she wants to trap him and he's never going anywhere. So
Oh, I
that's
really
kind of how
liked
I
it. 'Cause
sing it too. So,
I'm just sitting back,
thanks.
relaxing, and say like, and then I'm looking, I say, is this biographical? And then I realized, wait a minute, I've heard that song before.
Yeah, it was a cover. It was a cover, but
Oh
yeah.
man. So
So
that was very cool the way you put that together.
thank you.
Yeah. Now, when I first heard the title of this, um, 21 days, I wasn't even thinking like, okay, it takes 21 days to develop a habit. It takes 21 days, and the way you sort of like in a fun way put that together, saying, okay, it's going to take 21 days to get rid of you. Give me the concept in that one, which I think I'm pretty much getting it. 21 days.
You're right on that one. That was a, like, he's just kind of a bad habit. You see him or her,
Yeah.
for anybody else, and you see them, and then you're with them, but they can't make a commitment at all or do anything. And then you don't see him for a while, and then you see him again, and you connect and hook up again, and it's just this constant thing. And it's just a bad habit, man. It's almost like a habit. You just can't get away from them. And it's something that you just want to do, but actually that you need to get away from them. So you got to get 21 days to get away from them and try to
Hmm.
put something different in between that. So that's where that one was at.
That's wild. Yeah, because I mean, right now I've been doing like people that say like, okay, we're gonna do a 21-day juice fast, a 20, and I just never thought like, okay, like how would that be in a relationship? And that was just cool to see how you just develop that story.
Thank you.
And then okay, so when you're working with kids and what are the age ranges that the kids
So
that you work
I've
with?
worked with kids from ages 3 or 4, all
Mhm.
the way up to high school and beyond.
Okay, so opening their mind up to different styles and different ways of expressing themselves with music. How is that when you're working
Well,
with them?
it's really interesting because I mean, music's so universal,
Mhm.
that I think any age loves music. I mean, there's something about it being transcendent, and I don't want to go on this big soapbox about it, but it's just there's something about music that connects everybody. And I mean, we've all heard that, we've all said that, but I mean, it really is fascinating to watch little ones get
Mm,
excited about music and want to learn. And I teach piano too, a private lessons piano.
mhm,
And I have about 13 students. And I have a couple of 5-year-olds that I've taught.
mm,
Taught a couple 4-year-olds, and it's hard for them because of their finger coordination and everything.
mm.
It's not hard for them because they just want to do music. If
Yeah,
I don't know how else to say it. And then when my older ones, they just want to suck it up. Of course, they're only listening to their stuff like
all right,
rap and everything else all the time, which is fine. But I try to expose them to a wide variety because I told them, I said, the world doesn't live just around rap.
right, right.
You're gonna have to, if you want to be a musician, you're gonna have to broaden your horizons just a little bit.
Oh yeah, definitely. And
My little girl is extremely talented with all kinds of musical stuff. Me and her did a Christmas or New Year's presentation at church Sunday, and she just sings and she hasn't got a fear in the world when it comes to
That's
and
great. That's exactly why you want to do it, right? So they get over that,
yeah,
so they're not afraid.
yeah, she's not afraid at all. She likes it. It just
Yeah.
and clear voice, stays
Mhm.
in tune, stays time, just like
Yeah. She gets it from her old man there. I, I tell you, because she sent me a video and I was impressed. I was like, well, yeah, she's keeping up with that song and she's right in the pocket.
That's
So
great.
so explain yeah, and explaining like how to be in the pocket as well. I mean that well, some of it comes natural and then some of it people have to work at being in that pocket, right?
Right.
And do you ever get the thing, like I have this friend that whenever he hears like a song that's really like up there, his hairs on his arms, raised. He says, "Hey, look at the hairs on my arm," you know. So do you ever get that when you're doing something and you said, did you get that either I don't know if it's like a gut feeling or the hair raised in the back of your neck or do you ever get
Yes,
yeah and
I definitely do.
right
I have a new album coming out, and it'll be out probably later this spring, early summer. And I have a song on there called Butterfly Blue, and I'm just saying from my own experience of my own music, but there's so many musics, so much music that I've listened to that I just almost have tears coming out of my eyes because it's so beautiful. And you guys can attest to that. Understand what I'm talking about. There's just something about it that moves you. But that my one of my songs, I mean, I have a lot of songs, but that I have like that one there in particular. Really, I don't know, there's something about it. It's really
the
pretty.
the
So
Colorado
anyway,
blue yeah the Colorado blues you said it's talking about the heartbreak of your state Colorado or was it like
well,
environmental?
I'm originally from Kansas. So
Okay.
I moved out here to Colorado at about 10 years ago. And
Okay.
and I moved out here with my partner. And of course, when I moved out here, we ended up splitting up.
Hmm.
They
Okay.
ended up moving. And so that song came out breakup is what that so
Oh, okay. So it was like a new adventure. Then it just, the person that you came out to share with just decided, no, go another direction.
right,
I
right.
don't, yeah, yeah. I've heard that one before. That's kind of wild. Um, yeah. So it gives you a chance to
Jamaican.
to reflect
Jamaican.
Right.
and think about like where you want to take your next journey. Now tell me, so you're mostly taking a van from place to place, so you don't pretty much like fly to these places unless it's absolutely necessary, right?
No, I don't take a van. I have a truck.
Oh, a truck. Okay.
I have a little small Nissan Pro 4X truck with a topper on the
Rosie.
back. And I take all my equipment because I have all my sound equipment. And my
Hmm.
piano weighs 88 pounds. She's a rolling keyboard and it's full size keyboard, and I haul her in and out everywhere. And
Wow.
so, yeah, and my speakers and my sound system, the whole thing. Take it
Wow.
everywhere I go. And yeah, so I travel and do that. I did 15 states this last year traveling just like that,
So you're like
unloading and loading and everything else.
you're your
So
own roadie and everything like that.
yeah, yeah.
This is wow. So tell me when I want to get into this because we teach the business of music. Okay, so when you're negotiating with these places, because there's some like the fairs and stuff like that, do they often want to get the musicians, for free or do they always say, okay, if this is a festival, we're gonna pay everybody and you don't have a problem with that?
Well, some festivals, it's they don't pay. I'm going to just
Hmm.
say that. Some of them don't, but some of them do. Some of them will pay for you to come in. Summer concert series, they always pay. I did a
Okay.
lot of summer concert series this
Okay. And they let you
year.
know up front.
Fairs, they'll pay. Those places pay. Some festivals do pay too.
Okay.
I'm sorry, what did you say?
And they let you know like upfront, or it's between like a contract you fill out, and
Yes.
you know exactly, and all that kind of stuff.
Yes, yes. You have a contract you have to fill out and you got to send the W-9 in and all that. Yes.
Okay. Some of the people that that are your I guess heroes in music, I understand Bonnie Raitt,
Hmm.
and then tell me what was it about her style that inspired you?
I love her blues style, and I love the fact that how she plays because she plays differently than a lot of guitarists.
Hmm.
I don't know if you guys know that she has a special little thing that she made for her to create the sounds that she does on her guitar. I don't know if you guys knew that,
Oh, no.
and she created it herself. And so,
Oh,
yeah, which I think is pretty awesome. And the fact that she has been at it for so long and has overcome overcome some obstacles, but she is true to and diehard musician. That's how I say it. She's traveled a lot. She's done everything, and I just think she's a pioneer. I think she's a pioneer for women songwriters and singers. Just I think she's somebody to really look up to for that.
and the last time she was in Colorado, she was with Mavis Staple. Was
I love Mavis too. Mavis
man,
is something else.
man, definitely. Now, and then next was now in the 70s, I would notice like a lot of the young people, uh, they were very much into this next artist, Stevie Nicks, and but they would kind of put the bravado in their voice.
Right.
Now, how did you don't have the bravado in your voice, but why did you pick like, or did she pick you like to
Why
inspire?
did I pick her
Yeah.
for inspiring? Well, again, she's another one. She's another icon, I think, and for out for women and
Mm.
in music. And she just released, and her this song about 2 months, 3 months ago. She released another one, and
Oh yeah.
it's just, yeah, and
Hmm.
I can't remember if it's called. It's something that has to do with the lighthouse, but it's like fantastic song. And I just feel like she's the queen, one of the queens, because she, again, she talks about her own personal life a little bit and how she
Hmm.
chose music over even some of her idea of people trying to have relationships with her and things like that. And so she talks about how they, that not only did they try to influence her not to do things in music, but also that her music just always was one of her loves, and
Yeah.
she struggled with people not understanding that. And so, but I love that because she's really open about that, and I just love their authenticity. I think that's probably why I loved Stevie Nicks the most is her authenticity.
I heard one story. It was a recording engineer that he was recording her and Tom Petty, and he didn't want to let him know that he was recording her, and they were sort of like in a relationship kind of thing. And it was kind of funny because he was just kind of keep it separate, and say, okay, I'm going to get around to you, Tom Petty, but I'm doing it, working with my girlfriend now, but she's not my girlfriend, she's my studio audience. And that was kind of interesting. And I saw her I think late 70s at a concert, and it was David Bowie, her, and YouTube on the same bill in California.
Wow.
And that was and the way she was so playful with the audience, you
Yeah.
know. And so yeah. Um so do you yours well, okay, when you're live on stage, do you tell stories
Mhm.
and joke around with that? Or how do you approach
I
your
I was just at a show Saturday night,
Hmm.
and I just a small show in downtown Denver, and I it was interesting because I there was all these bands getting ready to play, and I
Wait a
was
minute,
the
wait a
opening.
minute, wait a minute, you gotta tell me because it's so messed up down there with the construction. Where downtown?
Oh,
Can
I just went to, it was just a small venue called Moe's. You know where
Yeah,
Moe's is? Yeah, so I just played at a small venue for Moe's, and I just opened
okay.
for like three or four bands, and it was so funny because I was I'm there by my piano with my piano and me, and then we
Hmm.
have all these bands coming up, and all these people are coming in, for the bands, and there I am singing, and it was so funny because after I got done, because I do tell stories about every song or like just to give like a 10 second or 15-minute snippet of it about
Mm,
why I wrote it or whatever. And it's interesting because I had so many people come up to me afterwards and go, we loved your set and we loved the story that you told behind da 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 da
fantastic.
da. And so I just, again, I think that's part of the authenticity of being a songwriter. It's different than doing cover music. You know, when you're doing cover music, it's not really yours, but if it's your own stuff, it's totally different.
Wow. That's pretty cool. So you were competing with these bands and you held your own pretty
Yeah,
much.
oh yeah, I definitely held my own. I feel like I held my own really well. You know, when the audience is talking and they're talking to each other, and then you start off on a song, and all of a sudden it gets dead silent in there because they actually are listening.
Mm,
That is pretty. And that was the song "Fallen," and it was pretty amazing. I mean, you could have almost heard a pin drop, and I went, okay, I
yeah,
haven't had. That's kind
that
of crazy.
is.
That was kind of crazy, but you know, like I could almost hear a pin drop. I mean, it just like there was this loud volume of people talking, and then this,
Mm,
and then that was just me and the audience, and they were all just like, you could just, you know, I could just feel their eyes all on me, and I was going, oh, okay, here we go. So anyway, that was pretty
all
cool,
right,
though. That was a pretty cool
all right.
experience.
Now I know after everybody has heard you, got the feel for your personality, they will want to know how they can get a hold of you and find out where you're gonna be.
Well, they can get a hold of me at angelaperrymusic.com. That's my website. And I'm on Spotify, all the streaming. I'm on every streaming channel you can think of under Angela Perry Music
Mm,
.com again. And then and YouTube too. You can see all my videos on YouTube, and they're all over. Again on angelaperrymusic.com. Everything's angelaperrymusic.com. I'm just everything's the same on that.
oh, very, very well. And like I really appreciate you coming. And I know we contact for some reason in August, and I'm not sure things just got crazy and busy, and then I revisited and clicked on that link, and I said, wait a minute, I should have had her on a long time ago.
Well, I appreciate that. Thank you so much. That was so awesome that you even contacted me.
Oh yeah, and I appreciate you coming. And you have any last parting words,
No,
hey Joe?
I do. I have my new albums coming out this, like I said, late spring, early summer, and I'll be on tour for that. I'm thinking we're working on either West Coast tour. I have a festival that I'm actually playing on the East Coast in March, so that's kind of cool. Um,
Wow, okay.
yeah, so just kind of, you know, check things out, and that would be awesome. They could even message me if they want, so that'd be awesome.
I got to add one more. You said East Coast. I'm thinking like I did a DJ thing in March, and it was freezing. When you're playing piano and it's cold.
I just wear little half gloves. I have little half
Okay.
gloves that I wear, and I just wear that, and I just you know, I practice sometimes in the cold, to be honest. Sometimes
Ah,
a little bit in
okay.
the and like my shoes and things like that too. Like I wear boots a lot.
Hmm.
So I just make sure I'm plenty warm, because if I'm warm, I can do it all. So
Wow.
I don't have a problem with that. So
Well, I wasn't prepared. They said they would have heaters in there, space heaters, and it didn't. And it was like,
oh,
it was very interesting.
probably pretty cold. Yeah. Yeah.
Yes. Okay. Well, hey, well, thank you, Angela Perry, for being here. And
Thank
once
you.
again, the website is angelaperrymusic.com.
Correct. Correct.
All right. Well, thank you for being here, and
Well, thank
we'll
you
see
so
everybody.
much. And thanks, is it Joe?
Hey, Joe.
Mike,
Mike, thanks, Mike, so much for being here too. I really appreciate it. So, especially since it's such a long
another
distance
musician.
away. Thank you.